ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is going to be a review for WWE Raw for 7/8/19. July 8th starts out with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus Andrade with Zelina Vega. This goes kind of exactly like you would think, considering the setup that they're working towards. You have a match that I don't know that I was entirely invested in. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, they get the win. And of course, Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans come out and attack Rollins and Lynch respectively. Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans have a backstage promo after that. It doesn't lead to anything, honestly. And then you get a Paul Heyman promo, and he's talking about Extreme Rules and how Brock Lesnar is going to cash in at Extreme Rules. Then you get Shane McMahon, Drew McIntyre, and some garbage man at a backstage promo. They're trying to find Roman Reigns a suitable partner. And it ran dry at the first segment, and they had several segments. I really did not like any of it, to be very honest. So then you get The Miz and the Usos versus Elias and the Revival. 2 out of 3 falls, and another 2 out of 3 falls, and they were overdoing this so much. The Miz and the Usos, they get the win, and that's all the time I'm really going to spend with that. Drake Maverick and his wife have this 24/7 bit. Typically, everything that they've done with the 24/7 bit has been gold. This particular episode with Drake Maverick and his wife felt a little bit flat to me, but that's just me. So after that, you get Shane O'Mac and McIntyre with the beer guy asking if he wants to be Roman's partner. So apparently they already forgot about the garbage man. Then you have Rey Mysterio, who cuts a promo. He takes on Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley looks like an absolute beast. Runs through Rey Mysterio. Very cool. They're finally getting Lashley right at this point. Lashley coming into WWE, they did everything wrong. The writers, I don't know who was coming up with his stuff, but it was just bad. So they're finally starting to turn Bobby Lashley around. Make him look legitimate. Charlie interviews AJ Styles backstage. He's talking about his coming up match with Ricochet. No Way Jose versus Cesaro. It's actually a match this time. Last week, Cesaro just demolished No Way Jose. This time, it was a match. Cesaro still won pretty decisively. Then you have the Street Profits. They cut a promo. And this has been kind of an every week thing now with the Street Profits. And I think they're pretty good. So after that, Maria and Mike Kanellis have a backstage bit. I don't know that it goes anywhere, to be honest. Bayley and Nikki Cross, they kind of exchanging promos. Again, this is just something I wasn't very interested in. R-Truth Carmella bit. Again, R-Truth and Carmella with the 24/7 championship. R-Truth has made the championship. Honestly, it has been R-Truth. Like, they did the right thing by putting it on him, and it's been gold ever since. Honestly. Viking Raiders versus local nobodies. It's exactly what they've been doing for weeks, and actually it's what they've been doing for months. Viking Raiders win. I don't care because they're not going up against anybody. Charlie interviews Roman Reigns backstage. I don't remember the interview that well, so we're going to skip through that. Ricochet cuts a promo. He takes on Luke Gallows. Ricochet gets the win. AJ Styles says, well, if you said you could run through all 3 of us, take on Carl Anderson. So he takes on Carl Anderson. And that just turns into a Ricochet beatdown. They have the match. It was decent for a while. And then, of course, the OC get involved, and they just beat down Ricochet. 24/7 bit where Truth pops out of a luggage case. Carmelo was, sitting on I don't know where they moved the equipment, and R-Truth was inside, so she was talking to somebody when they left. R-Truth pops out. It was kind of funny. Then you get Shane O'Mac and McIntyre. They're talking to a janitor now. And they're saying that they're going to pick the janitor to be Roman Reigns' partner. And they'll even give him a mask. He just has to be there at ringside. So then you get Bayley versus Sarah Logan. I don't know that I was really invested in this match, to be very honest. Bayley wins. I don't know that it was a great match. This was a beat the clock challenge, I should mention. This is Bayley and Nikki Cross beat the clock. If Nikki Cross wins, then Alexa Bliss gets to pick a stipulation with her match with Bayley. So then Nikki Cross takes on Dana Brooke, beats Bayley's time of beating Sarah Logan. And so Nikki cuts a promo where, she's excited because Alexa Bliss gets to pick her stipulation, and she's doing it all for Alexa Bliss. Then you get Maria and Mike Kanellis bit part 2. I think this is where Maria starts really going off on Mike Kanellis. I don't remember exactly, but I know that happens very soon. If not this show, the next week probably. Corey Graves interviews Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch backstage. I think people really didn't like this combination. We understand that they're a couple, but we don't care. We want the product to be the product and real life to be real life. And sometimes when you mix the two, bad things come out of it. And this, I think, was an example of that. So you Street Profits, they come up with another promo. Very cool. I don't really have any notes talking about what they were talking about. And like I said, it's been a while, so I don't remember everything. But I do remember that, especially coming in, I really did like the promos from the Street Profits. They were really funny. They added some entertainment value for sure. So the last bit of the night is Roman Reigns and the janitor, who turns out to be Cedric Alexander, taking on Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. And the match basically goes, Roman Reigns gets the hot tag to this janitor, who flying all over the place, doing all this crazy aerial stuff. Here's what I didn't understand, though. The big mystery, hiding Cedric Alexander with the mask. Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre still won the match, and then after that they unveiled that it was Cedric Alexander after he'd already been beat. It was like completely pointless. It was reverse booking. Like, the way they did it was stupid. And so at the end of the day, it was a really weak finish, and honestly kind of a weak start. I think this was, I do know there was like 1 or 2 Raws in between where it was like, I don't think this is working out quite well. And I don't know what happened there, but this was one of the Raws that I do remember being like, this is definitely a step backwards, or maybe a couple of steps backwards. So with this one, I really wasn't that big on it, if I'm being honest. I was really disappointed, and I think it was worth a 4 out of 10. So I think that's what I'm going to go with, 4 out of 10 for Raw for 7/8/19. They had started with a couple of very good Raws in a row, and you could see that the product was starting to get better, and this was definitely a drop-off. It really was. There were a lot of things that I wasn't a big fan of. I did like how they were still trying to get Bobby Lashley right. That was one thing that I really liked. AJ Styles heel turn I thought was good, and they were still running with that. But other than that, they just had a lot of really weak points with Baron Corbin, Lacey Evans, Shane McMahon, the backwards booking at the end. So 4 out of 10, that's where I'm at. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackwitz. Kaged Nation, out.